Test. Test. 1, 2. Test. 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 1, 2. Test. 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 Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise, if able, and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
It's a Tuesday matinee in Norton as the Wheaton College Lions play host to the Williams East in a non-conference matchup. Thanks for joining us on the Newmax Sports Network. I'm Jackson Walsh. I'll have the call for you this afternoon. These are two teams playing today that are very familiar with draws this season. Wheaton is 5-3-4 with a 1-1-2 record in the Newmac, and Williams is 4-1-5 with a 2-1-3 record in the NESCAC Conference. Before we kick off, a look at the starting lineups for both sides. First for the visiting Eves. It's number 2, Connor Huliet. Number 6, Nick Boardman. Number 7, Nathan Song. Number 11, Iman Gara Grady. Number 12, Cole Moriello. Number 18, Jamie Holland. Number 19, Hezri Osborne. Number 20, David Wang. Number 23, Dan Rahill. And the keeper is number 30, Ben Diffley. For the home team Lions, it's number 2, Joey Everett. Number 3, Ethan Alfano. Number 5, Gabe Fellows. Number 6, John Didario. Number 8, Robert Lloyd. Number 10, Ewan Noble. Number 13, Alistair Ferrier. Number 17, Jack Brousseau. Number 23, Angus Stringer. Number 26, Leo Nelson. And the keeper, the senior number 1, Cam Millington. Wheaton in the home grays with white lettering and blue numerals. Williams in the away purples with the yellow trim and white lettering and numerals. Sunny and 65 here at Norton as we approach kickoff. It's a non-conference matchup, as I mentioned. Williams out of the NESCAC and Wheaton in the Newmac. This is Williams' last non-conference game of the season, so they'll have NESCAC play the rest of the season. Wheaton's coached by Brian Wagner. He's in his 5th year. And for the Eves, it's Steven Siebert. In his first full season as head coach of the Eves, he was named interim coach last season for Williams. Wheaton coming off a 3-1 win this weekend at Springfield. That was their first Newmac win. For the Eves, they're coming off a 1-0 loss to the reigning national champions, Connecticut College. Whistle ready to go, and we're underway here from Keefe Field. It's Williams versus Wheaton on the Newmac Sports Network. Williams will start with it on the far side. That ball's going to go all the way downfield, and seeing his first action in net, it's the senior Cam Millington out of Fairfield, Connecticut. Not what Wheaton was looking for in the throw in there. Alfano unable to track it down off the hand of Millington, so East will have a throw in off to my left in front of the Wheaton bench. Thrown in way downfield by Moriello. Sent in the box and cleared out by Angus Stringer. Now downfield more, and there's the NUMAC leading goal scorer, Alistair Ferrier, with a little bit of room to run. As Gutierrez in front of on defense couldn't find Ewan Noble streaking downfield. Wheaton trying to keep it in the zone. It's Daddario now to Noble. Noble back upfield. Daddario with the right and soaring well over the net, out of bounds. Good first offensive possession there from Wheaton. No harm done there. It's going to be the keeper, Diffley, to send it out of net. The junior out of Somerville, South Carolina. Attended Deerfield Academy here in Massachusetts. Williams making the trip down from Williamstown, Massachusetts this afternoon, out on the Mass border between Vermont and New York. It's Alfano now. No one home on the pass upfield. Already said his name once today, number 13, the sophomore for Wheaton, Alistair Ferrier, leading the NUMAC in points and goals. He has 8 goals, 2 assists. He was one of the goal scorers in the win this past weekend at Springfield. Wheaton with a 3-1 win. Noble, Ferrier, and Strange all with goals. Charlie Stringer not in the starting lineup today, but his younger brother Angus is, both out of Oregon. Ferrier with the redirect pass at midfield. And Ewan Noble unable to track it down as it goes out of bounds off to the right of the Williams bench. Williams loses it quickly after the throw-in, so team's going to change possessions here, giving it back to the Lions. Fano task downfield. The freshman Everett was in the area, but now the Eves with possession. Cut off. Alfano has it, then loses it as Moriello fights for it for Williams. Now it's Ferrier. Ferrier working to his left for Wheaton. Gutierrez with the defense. He'll take it right away from Ferrier. Now Gutierrez working upfield. Jack Brusso in the area for Wheaton on defense as the Lions earn possession back. Ferrier. Pass upfield, far side. It's Noble trying to work into the box. Crossed and a whistle, and it's going to go against Wheaton, so sending possession back to Williams. It's Holland for Williams, passed off to his left on the foot of Garrett-Grady. Garrett-Grady left foot cross midfield, downfield, and headed back by Angus Stringer. Now it's Joey Everett. Can't get a good touch on it. Gutierrez pass upfield on the run with a little bit of move. It's Huliet, and he's shut down on defense by Stringer, who sends the ball back down towards us. Now it's Everett with a strong defense. He'll take it away, and good defense right back to him by Garrett-Grady. High energy game from both sides so far, just 5 minutes into this one. Ball goes out of bounds off of Wheaton, so staying with the Eves on the far sidelines. Ball was thrown in, then immediately headed out by Brusso, I believe, down off to the left. Williams is going to do it again on the throw-in. It'll be Moriello to take it. Moriello, first-year defender out of Tewksbury, New Jersey. Made its way all the way to the box, now just outside the box, sent in by Holland, still bouncing around. Holland's going to send it back to his right, off to Osborne. Osborne tried to put that one on net, but it misses wide right, so Lions will take it back. Last time these two teams met, it was all the way back on September 26th of 2010. That game was played at Williams. Williams came away with a 4-1 win in that. Both teams just about middle of the pack in their conference. Wheaton sitting at 4th in the NUMAC. Williams 6th place in the NESCAC. Gave Fellows to Angus Stringer. Now back at midfield, it's the captain, Robert Lloyd. Lloyd works upfield to his left, going to lead it off to Leo Nelson. Nelson to Brusso now on the far sidelines to Ferrier. Ferrier with it, trying to cut back to his left, unable to on the foot of Brusso. Sent just outside the box. Now it's Brusso again with the left, and ball spins back in bounds with that backspin. Williams back in control. Wheaton calling for a handball in that last play, but nothing there as Ray Hill with some room to run for Williams and can't find Houliet, who was down around the net, and it was scooped up by Millington. Millington with a long throw in back towards midfield. Fellows couldn't get a hold of it. Now it's Moriello back out to his right. Ray Hill sends it backwards to Boardman. Now Boardman back middle of the field to Holland. Holland's going to get it back off the left-footed pass from Garrett Grady. Holland still with it. Low kick goes right to Joey Everett for Wheaton. Now Everett off to Noble. Good pass. Fellows had Ferrier out in front, but a little too far in that lead pass. Williams passing it back and force in the defensive zone. Big left-footed kick, line drive. Garrett Grady goes off the head of Houliet, who now has Ray Hill on the run upfield, back towards the far side corner. It's Gutierrez working into the box. Tried to cross it. Shut down on defense by Lloyd. Sent back into the box and skims off the head of Alfano. Now into the corner. Cross back out, nothing there. Ferrier trying to run with it. Kept in the zone by Holland. Now it's going to cross the other side of midfield in favor of Wheaton and cleared off of Ferrier. Ferrier has it right foot. Nothing happening there. Osborne across midfield. Skies over the head of Gutierrez back into the Wheaton side of the field. Now it's Lloyd working back towards his own net, and he'll send it back in net to Millington. Millington evades a defender and then sends it out of bounds. I think he was looking for Leo Nelson on that far sidelines. Thrown in, it's Houliet battling forward in the corner with Nelson. Nelson spins, works back up to his left. Now it's Everett. Everett with the right foot downfield and headed back in to the other side of midfield by Holland. Middle of the field, little room to work with Moriello. Touch pass off to his left, taken by Osborne. Osborne pass up left, and unable to control that was Nathan Song. A little bit high up on him, had to bring his legs to waist height to try to corral it, but couldn't get it up in time, so back to Wheaton it goes. Kick out of goal from Millington, bounces off the head of Fellows. Moriello will send it back to Diffley in net. Diffley off to his right. It's Boardman. Big kick cross midfield. Now Nelson sends it up in the air. On the fit of Brousseau, off to Alfano. Alfano, good lead pass. Fellows. Pass went behind the back of Ferrier. And Lloyd sends it back in the defensive zone where Daddario's going to track it down. Now Daddario back across midfield. Goes off the head of Garrett Grady to Everett. Fellows sends it off of Garrett Grady out of bounds. So throw in for Alfano in front of the Williams bench. He'll go back off to his left to Stringer, who gives it back to Alfano, who then gave it to Fellows. Now it's Ferrier trying to work back in. Fellows pass taken away by Osborne. Sent back down, and Daddario will give it to Millington in net, who gives it off to Angus Stringer. Big defensive block there with the foot of Nason Song is going to make that a Wheaton throw-in next to their own bench. Alfano will throw across to the other side of midfield from Ferrier to Everett. Everett off to his left to Brousseau. Brousseau with a touch off his chest now will run with it. Cuts back, middle of the field. Brousseau, right foot. Nothing there, and it'll roll out of bounds. Diffley will take it in net for the Eves. Williams leading goal scorer on the starting lineup today. It's number 13, Will Felito. Has 3 goals this season to lead the Williams offense. Big kick far side by Boardman. Had Song in the area. It's going to go off his head out of bounds, giving it back to Wheaton on the far sidelines. No one there on the cross pass to midfield. Taken by Garrett Grady. That's Gutierrez. An errant pass from Song. I think he was looking for, I believe that's number 23, Ray Hill on the far side. So we're 15 minutes into the first half. If you're just joining us here on the New Max Sports Network, it's Williams versus Wheaton in men's soccer. Live from Keefe Field here on the campus of Wheaton College. Ray Hill, far side for the Eves. Sent on, and a good defensive play. Alfano came in to head that out of bounds. Would have been a good goal chance for the Eves. Juliet was just behind Alfano, who headed that one out of bounds on the end line, so we'll give Williams a corner, our first corner of the day for either side.
Jamie, keep going, Jamie. Go in, Jamie.
All sent in the box. Bouncing around, it's going to go left of the net. They're going to say out of bounds off of Williams. First substitution of the day comes from the Wheaton sidelines. It's Charlie Stringer entering the game. He'll replace Gabe Fellows. Millington line drive, crosses midfield, goes off the head of Brousseau. There's Ferrier. Ferrier off to Stringer, who just entered the game. Stringer can't get a good handle on it. Ferrier takes it back, works to his left. Ferrier works upfield, shot shut down. Now it's Moriello working upfield. Touch pass off to his right to Wang. And Millington comes out of net to dive and make the stop. Had Houliet lurking around the box once again. Millington goes with the punt. Noble on the header to Stringer, who gave it back to Noble. Noble with some room to run. It's Ferrier, right foot in, shot, save by Diffley. Russo now a shot and a diving save made by the keeper, Ben Diffley. Diffley, 2 big saves in the span of about 10 seconds there to keep this game even at 0. Working off to the left, it's Song, sends it in. Rahill was slowed up by 2 defenders who was trying to make the cross with the header. Whistle came in, and it's going to be a foul call against Williams, so ball goes back to the Lions. About 27 minutes to go in the first half. Both sides are going to set up for the right-footed kick from Millington. Line drive again down across midfield. Cleared out with the left foot by Holland. Now it's Song. Trying to work in, it's Rahill, and it was cleared out by Daddario. Ferrier tried to pass it up to himself, but a left-footed kick back out by Boardman. Now it's Stringer. Stringer to Ferrier. Ferrier with a touch has Garrett Grady on his back, and Garrett Grady sends it out of bounds. It'll stay with Wheaton. Alfano gets it back to Stringer. Russo keeps it in off the pass. Russo goes back to Daddario towards midfield. Noble tried to come up and give it off to Russo, but was unable to. Now it's Williams with it in their own zone. Holland surveys, sends it down. Headed back across midfield by Daddario. Now it's Lloyd at midfield. Lloyd off to his right to Alfano. Alfano, now it's Charlie Stringer to Lloyd. Lloyd works down midfield. Pass off left to Nelson. Nelson sent in. Nothing going there. Diffley couldn't get a hand on it. First substitution of the day for William right now. Coming into the game is a sophomore defender, Daniel Zhang, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Off the head of Everett. Now it's Alfano. Cleared back across midfield. Song trying to run it down for Williams, and it goes out of bounds. It's kept in bounds by Moriello. Now it's Lloyd. Nelson going to try to run it down. He'll keep it in bounds. Russo, middle of the field. Right foot. Stringer goes back to Alfano. Alfano works downfield to his right. He's trailed by Osborne. Alfano trying to cross inside. Ferrier, right foot, stays low. Clear it out. Stringer keeps it. Alfano again. Left foot across to the other side of the field. Brusso with the touch. Ferrier battling forward. He's going to work to his left now. Tightly guarded by Rahill. Ferrier will go backwards to Leo Nelson. Nelson back across the other side of the field to Daddario. Stringer couldn't get a run on it. It's cleared out by Holland. And a foul call going against Wheaton first year Joey Everett. Ball's going to go back to Williams. Wheaton offense clicking a little bit early on. Putting a little bit of pressure on the Williams defense every possession. Wheaton's got 3 shots opposed to Williams 1 so far. Only one of Wheaton's shots on goal. Garagrady's going to go back to the keeper, Diffley. He'll give it back to Garagrady. Sent back off to the right, Diffley to Boardman. The field sent down by Garagrady across the midfield line. Brusso trying to work downfield, unable to. Big hit by Stringer on Osborne there. No call, they'll play on. Noble with a run towards the end line. Cross coming on. Brusso sent in, and rising up to bring that ball down was Diffley in net. Diffley a good showing in net so far for the Eves. Junior keeper standing in at 6'5". So has a great frame to be a successful goal, and he's showing it today. Alfano to Noble. Has Everett out in front. Sent back out off the head of Garagrady. Wheaton trying to keep it in. Now it's Brusso to Charlie Stringer. Charlie Stringer off to his right. Alfano has it. Everett tried a little touch and go with Alfano, but it was taken away by Moriello. Now it's Osborne speeding down the sidelines. He'll slow it up and reassess. Osborne still has it. Pass off to his left to Song. Song back middle of the field, taken by Osborne. We'll give it back to Song. The two working off each other downfield. Now it's Osborne again. An errant pass there from the Eves as it was sent out of bounds. A plethora of subs getting ready to enter for Williams. That's Moriello. Taken away by the defender, Alfano. Ferrier's going to try to run that down in a foot race with Garagrady, and Garagrady's just barely going to beat him to it. Gutierrez pass, no one home. Wheaton looking for a foul call on that one. Noble thought he was getting held, but another play on. Daddario had it taken away. Now it's Williams, a little bit of momentum. Nathan Song. Rahill had it, and a good defensive play made by Daddario, who slides to try to keep that one in, but it trickles out of bounds. The Williams subs entering. It's number 16, Keel Brissett, number 17, Sam Gibson, number 21, Jake Peters, number 26, Evan Vasquez, and number 17, Sam Gibson. So Mass substitutions here, a little over halfway through the first half, as the Eve's going to make 5 subs. The Eves have it now far side. It's Gibson who just entered. Now Charlie Stringer for Wheaton. Stringer, 2 defenders on his back. He's going to slow down, go back to his left, pass off to Lloyd.
The match for Williams, number 21, Jake Peters, number 22, Jake Sodek, number 26,
Daddario, pass off to his left, midfield, Leo Nelson. Everett comes up, gives it back to Nelson. Taken away by Williams. Boardman goes off to his left to Zhang. Zhang left foot down across midfield. Vasquez in the area for Williams now. The Wheaton defense will control it. It's Angus Stringer. Off to his left to Daddario. Daddario back across the other side of the field to Alfano. Alfano on the sidelines to Stringer. Stringer works around Zhang, goes upfield. Sends the pass to Everett. Everett's going to have to cross this. He's going to slow it down. Goes with the right foot. Back off to his left to Stringer. Stringer into the box and cleared out off the foot of Vasquez. Sodek had it, then lost it for the Eves. Russo to Ferrier. Ferrier. Now it's Joey Everett working down the middle of the field. Everett's going to get it to Alfano. Alfano guarded by Osborne. Alfano working for possession, gives it back. Other side of the field to Leo Nelson. Now it's Brissett with it, middle of the field to Williams for Vasquez. Lloyd lead pass to Nelson. Nelson to Ferrier. Ferrier works around one defender, has a little bit of room to run. Noble up to his right, and good defensive play by Gutierrez to head that one out. Williams trying to get it going downfield. Daddario slowed him up on defense and loses it out of bounds, so the Fs will keep it down on the far side. Sodek in the area for the Eves. Nothing going as it makes its way back onto Wheaton's offensive side of the field. Zhang with the left. It was off the head of Vasquez. They'll soar out of bounds off over the Wheaton bench into the parking lot. They say off of Wheaton, so Williams will have it. Throw in right next to the Wheaton bench. Top of the box. A shot, a screamer, and a goal. Sam Gibson, the first year. Gives Williams a 1-0 lead in this non-conference matchup. So it's Williams who strikes first. Sam Gibson, the first year out of Chicago, on the assist from senior midfielder number 22, Jake Sodek. Goal comes with 15:05 left to go in the first half, and Wheaton now trailing by a goal. If you're Wheaton, you just got to keep putting that pressure on. You're out shooting Williams by 4-2 so far.
Now entering the game for Wheaton.
You also have one more shot on goal than Williams does, so use that as a building point that you got to keep putting the pressure on, and one's got to find the back of the net eventually. Charlie Stringer across midfield. Noble and Everett in the area battling for it with Holland on defense for the Eves. Now it's Wang. This one's going to go out of bounds off of Wheaton in front of the Williams bench, and a substitution. It's going to be number 28, Tate Michelson, entering the game. The sophomore out of Newport, Rhode Island, attended the St. George's School.
Entering the match for Williams.
He'll replace Osborne.
Michelson.
Lions with it now on the far side. Goes back to Williams. It's the goal scorer, Gibson, with it. It's Lloyd going back to Daddario. Daddario, low roller all the way out of bounds. Off to the right side of the field. Referee's going to reposition where that throw-in happens. So it's the keeper, Diffley. Big kick down across midfield. Takes a Williams bounce. They'll work downfield with it. It's Mickelson who just entered. Chip with the left goes wide right and out of bounds. Two Wheaton substitutions here. It's number 34, Niall Blackadder, and number 20, Mo Fay, entering the game. Blackadder out of Warwick, Rhode Island, and Mo Fay, the sophomore, out of Senegal. They replace Everett and Noble.
Now entering the game for Wheaton, number 20, Mo Fay, and number 34, Niall Blackadder.
So we've got 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Williams leading Wheaton in a non-conference matchup, 1-0. That goal came 3 minutes ago from the freshman Sam Gibson for the Eves. There's Fay, who just entered. Ball goes back and forth between the two sides. Now it's Blackadder off to Nelson. Blackadder gets it back. Now Lloyd off to his right, Alfano. Now it's Charlie Stringer. Luke Strange had it, who entered. Downfield run, it's Vasquez, going to be forced by Blackadder to work back into his zone, now on the foot of Zhang. Zhang to Mickelson. A sliding stop made by Alfano, sends it out of bounds. Zhang will have a throw-in just off to the left of the Wheaton bench, the near sidelines. Going to stay with Williams. Soaring off the head of McLaughlin. Goes out of bounds again, this time off of Williams, so it's Alfano with a throw-in back across midfield. It's off the head of Zhang, then off the head of the first-year McLaughlin out of bounds, and another Williams substitution. It's going to be number 4, David Armini entering the game, the first-year defender out of Marblehead, Mass, attended Northfield Mount Herman.
Now entering the game for Williams, number 4, David Armini.
Brissett trying to get it away from McLaughlin, and McLaughlin loses it out of bounds, looking for Charlie Stringer. Now the throw-in by Mickelson downfield. It goes off the head of Stringer out of bounds. Wheaton takes it back. Job by Armini trying to keep that on the offensive end for the Eafs. Now working forward is Jake Peters. Peters pass off to his left. The cross in by Vasquez, and leaping to make the grab is the keeper Cam Millington, wasting no time, booting it downfield has Strange. Strange with a touch at midfield. Lead pass off to McLaughlin. McLaughlin thought Blackadar was right there, but in reality, it was the defenders by Sodek who takes it away. Vasquez still with it, working off to his right. Now it's Wang. Mickelson on the sidelines, and he loses it out of bounds. Kept in by Mickelson right in front of us. Mickelson on the pass off from Vax. Oh, Stringer lofts it into the Williams bench out of bounds. Zhang on the throw-in. Wang trying to keep it in. Peters off to Zhang. Zhang with a chip downfield to Vasquez with a good directional header off to Mickelson, and we'll go out of bounds off of Wheaton. And yet again, another Williams sub coming in. It's number 32, Henry Kirkman, the first-year midfielder. Went to high school just down the road in Providence, Rhode Island at the Moses Brown School. He'll replace Keel Brissett.
32, Henry Kirkman.
Moses Brown School located the east side of Providence, just about 30 minutes down the road from where we are in Norton. Ball goes out of bounds, staying with Williams. 6:40 left to go here in the first half. It's going to be a corner for the Eafs. Looks like it's going to be Vasquez to take it down off to the left side. Right foot line drive, sends it in. And Stringer clears it out for Wheaton. Has Strange. Strange keeps it in bounds. The defender Gibson in front of him. Strange works back up to his left. Pass off left now to Blackadar. Blackadar had the shot, but it soared wide right of the net. Williams with it on the far side. Whistle, and they're going to say it went out of bounds, which might have actually hurt Wheaton because they came away with that possession, but they'll still keep it on the throw-in after Williams loses it out of bounds. They'll go out of bounds off of Williams yet again. Wheaton staying with it on the throw-in on the far side. Get it into Blackadar. Blackadar working towards the corner. And out of bounds off the Eves once again. Under 5 to go in the first half. Wheaton trying to make this a tie game going into halftime. Thrown in by Alfano into the box. Takes a high bounce off the head of Lloyd. Wheaton trying to keep the offensive pressure on, but now it's Williams on the run. It's Kirkman. Room to run now. Sodek, far side of the field. Sodek's going to lose it. Alfano trying to take it away. Now Alfano working back around midfield. Has Fay around. Mo Fay, a little bit of room to run with the right foot. Fay's going to work back left. Left-footed shot goes off the left side of the post. Strange wasn't there to clean it up in time, but Mo Fay almost struck for his first goal of the season. Would have been an impressive one for Mo Fay, trying to curl that in with the left foot. No goals on the scoreboard for Wheaton, though, but still a good offensive showing so far. And Williams going to the substitutions yet again. It's Luke Swan entering, the junior, the hometown kid out of Williams, Mass. Attended Mount Greylock Regional High School.
Now in for Williams, number 14, Luke Swan.
Blackadar trying to find Mo Fay on the through ball, but now it's taken by Gutierrez for the Eves. No call at midfield yet again. Wheaton's going to hold on to it, though. It's Stringer in front of the Williams bench, guarded by Mickelson. Stringer gives it off to Fay on the unlined. Fay trying to work around. He was bumped, but no call yet again. The refs are letting him play today. Both sides have been asking for calls. We'll say the refs are calling it evenly, though, for both sides, as we're under 2.5 to go in the first half. Diffley boots it down towards midfield. Strange pass left off to Blackadar. Blackadar back across the other side of the field. Nelson. Now it's Nelson with the right downfield. Taken away by Williams in the possession of Peters. Peters. Pass off to his left is Zhang. Zhang, the lefty. Big loft and kick downfield. Has Vasquez around on the run. And it goes out of bounds, but it's off of Wheaton on the end line, so a corner to come for Williams. It's going to be their third corner of today's match so far. Wasn't a corner, actually. It was Vasquez with the throw-in off to the right of the flag, opposed to at the flag where the corner would have happened. Hard to tell from my vantage point right now with the Wheaton bench right here, but it's going to be a corner now. It's Sodek taking the corner kick. Low kick comes up short of the box when it was first touched by Vasquez. But now sent back in, but Millington takes it away. Almost lost it for a second. As we're at 30 seconds to go in the first half, Wheaton trying to get something going. Strange working towards the flag, 15 seconds to go, trying to send it into the box. McLaughlin was around. No whistle going against Williams, as we're going to have a corner with 3 seconds left. A rush for Wheaton. McLaughlin tried it with the back heel, but Nothing going. So
At the end of one half,
we've reached the end of the first half here at Keefe Field. It's Williams 1, Wheaton 0. Had our one goal of the game off the foot of the freshman Sam Gibson for the Eafs. That came with 15:03 left to go in the first half. So after one half, it's Williams 1, Wheaton 0. We'll be back for the second half here on the Newmax Sports Network. Back live at Keefe Field, second half getting ready to get underway. It's Williams and Wheaton in a men's soccer non-conference midweek matchup. I'm Jackson Walsh. Thanks for joining us this afternoon on the Newmax Sports Network. Wheaton trailing Williams by a score of 1-0. Williams struck with 15 minutes to go in the first half off a Sam Gibson goal that was assisted by Jake Sodek. Both sides will flip sides of the field. A second 45-minute half getting ready to get underway, and a new rule to collegiate soccer this year, no overtime. So whatever the score is at the end of this 45 minutes, that will be the final score. And that's happened to these teams a lot this season. If Wheaton were to even this one up, draws. Wheaton 4 draws this season, Williams with 5. Williams has more draws than they have wins or losses. 10 games, they have 4 wins, 1 loss, 5 draws. First loss coming this past weekend at defending national champion, the Connecticut College Camels. They lost that game 1-0. Wheaton earned their first NEWMAC win, 3-1 victory on the road at Springfield. It's going to be Wheaton to start with it in the second half. Looking to even this one up at 1-0, and we're underway. Second half action from Keefe Field. Williams quickly earns possession to start the half. Now it's Brusso for Wheaton. Pass off left to Nelson. He'll try to keep it in. Good touch to run that down and get back in bounds. And that theme of no calls continuing as Nelson looked like he took Ray Hill to the ground, but no whistle. Play goes on. Brusso back across midfield on the pass to Daddario. Now Daddario to Lloyd's going to use his body to get around Song. Middle of the field, it's Fellows. Wheaton putting out the same lineup that they started with. Williams back with the ball, other side of the field. It's number 19, Henry Osborne, senior out of Weston, Mass, about 35 minutes up Route 95 from Norton. Bit of a local game for Osborne. Now it's Wang who sends it back up. Song tried to get control of it. Now it's Ferrier. Now Joey Everett really battling Song for that ball, and Song's going to take it away. Now it's going to get lost out of bounds, so a throw in right in front of us. It's Ray Hill giving it off to Moriello, who's going to take the throw in. Moriello surveying, looking for an open teammate. It's going to go up the sidelines. Tried to squeak that one in to Gutierrez, but wasn't able to. Now working back in the defensive zone. It's Boardman sending it back across midfield. Took a good bounce off the head of Gutierrez, but still going back and forth across midfield between both sides. Now it's Alfano on the far side, trying to get it to Ferrier. Wheaton looking for a spark in their leading goal scorer, and there he goes, working off to the left. Still has it on his foot, does a little spin, and it was cleared out by Gutierrez, so Wheaton's going to hold on to it. Thrown in on the far side, Ferrier tried to deflect it forward to Noble. Ferrier still with it, tried to lead Noble towards the flag. Now chipped out by Holland. Thrown in on the outside of the box and cleared out. Osborne trying to move it upfield. A big right-footed kick from Holland, but nobody home for the Eafs. Left foot to Dario. Good touch off the chest by Gara Grady for Williams. Sent upfield. Redeflected off the head of Huliet. Now working right in a shot. And a great save made by the senior Millington and net off a rocket of a shot from Nathan Song. Wang gives it off to Rahill. Rahill's going to work backwards and goes a good chunk of the way back into his defensive zone off to Boardman. Boardman leaves it off left for, I believe it was Gutierrez he left it off for on that far side. Big collision between Noble and Wang. Williams is still going to keep it, though. It's Garrett Grady. Through ball upfield, has Song on the run. Song's going to take it, shoot it, and it goes soaring right over the top of Millington and right over the top of the net. 5 minutes into the second half, Williams leading the way offensively between both sides. They have one shot and a couple of chances right on top of Millington, the Wheaton keeper. Millington with the big right downfield. Joey Everett, the freshman, going to try to run it down, touches it off the head, now gives it off to Gabe Fellows. Fellows can't get it to anyone on the pass. Rahill takes it away for Williams. Rahill off to his side. Big kick by Daddario trying to get the Wheaton offense sparked. Now it's Lloyd to Wang in midfield. Wang works backwards. Noble has a chance for it, but stepping up was Moriello to take it away. Everett's going to get it off to Nelson to have the throw in front of their own bench. Gets it into Brusso. Brusso with a little touch over his head. Nothing going on that. Now middle of the field, it's Song. Song pressured by Lloyd as Song hits the ground. Brusso takes it away. Brusso pass off to his right. Ferrier working towards the right. Ferrier winds up to shoot it. Doesn't get through and cleared back out by Garrett Grady with the left foot. Alfano didn't get all of it on that pass, so Williams takes it back. It's Osborne guarded by Alfano. Moriello and Everett going at it a little bit other side of the field. Wheaton takes it away, though. It's Lloyd up the sidelines. Good lead pass for Ferrier. It's knocked away, but Everett steps up to take it back for Wheaton, and it was knocked out of bounds by Williams on the far side. Wheaton will hold on to possession. It's Fellows. Errant pass looking for Alfano, back to the Eves. A whistle and a foul call going against Williams, sending it back to Wheaton. Daddario, lead pass off to the left to Nelson. Nelson touches it upfield. Noble gives it right back to Nelson, and he goes right back to Noble. Noble trying to get around Rahill. Good lead pass to Everett, who was unable to track it down. Had Gutierrez blanketed on him on defense. Pass right in front of us. Daddario takes it. And Daddario will lose it out of bounds as it works its way into the table. Williams will have it on the throw-in. Long throw-in there from Moriello. Williams going to have a throw-in here off to the right of their bench. Thrown into the right side of the box. It goes off the head of Lloyd on defense. Now worked outside of the box. Moriello tries to keep it in and clear it out down to the other side of the field by Daddario. Ferrier has it, a 1-on-2 break. Has Noble up in front. Ferrier still with it. trying to work around Boardman, who's playing really tight defense, and Williams scaves off Ferrier. Osborne gets it back from Gutierrez. Now it's Gutierrez. Off to Song. Ball tips off the foot of Daddario, staying with the Eafs off to the right side of the sidelines. Williams going to set up the offense 10 minutes into the second half. They still own a 1-0 lead over Wheaton. Thrown into the box and leaping up to grab that one was Millington off of what I believe was Boardman's head. All would have missed wide left of the net, but still good by Millington to get up and corral that one. Ferrier to Everett. Everett works back now. We'll touch it off to Alfano, who gives it back. Daddario, middle of the field. A little bit of hook on that right foot pass. Now it's Nelson off to Brousseau. Rhode Island product. Finds the other Rhode Island product. Is Brousseau to Noble. Nothing going there between that connection. Nelson trying to keep it in for Wheaton. Now it's Rob Lloyd. Gets around a defender. To Brousseau, who hits the ground, and there's a foul call. Haven't seen a lot of those today, but Brousseau draws the foul, so a free kick coming for Wheaton. It's going to come on the left side of the field. Lions will position their offense while the Eafs set up the defense. Morello's going to be the closest defender to the ball on the free kick. It's going to be Noble to take it. Noble with the right, a low kick. And it goes out of bounds on the end line off of Wheaton. First substitution of the half entering the game. It's number 22, Jake Sawduck. For Williams, he'll take off Ray Hill, number 23.
Now entering the game for Williams, number 22, Jake Sawduck.
Sawduck, the senior midfielder out of Baltimore, Maryland. So not Wheaton. It's a Williams roster that's very spaced out geographically, to say the least. Opposed to Wheaton, who is majority New England on their roster. 3 players out of Oregon, as I mentioned earlier. To Wang. Sent out by Alfano. Now it's Ferrier working up the sidelines with Gonzalez playing defense on him. And Gonzalez takes it away for the Eafs. Good lead pass downfield into the corner to Boardman, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Wheaton, so Williams will keep it back towards that far side corner to our right. Moriello's going to have the throw-in on the far side. He'll just go back off to his right to Gutierrez. Not too far. Who gives it back to Moriello, who crosses. An errant pass there as it hits the top of the net, giving possession back to the Lions. Wheaton's first substitution of the day getting ready to get made. It's Charlie Stringer. It's now allotted to enter the game. He'll replace Gabe Fellows, just how started off last half.
Now entering the game for Wheaton, number 27, Charlie Stringer.
So Charlie Stringer enters, Gabe Fellows exits. Both teams have made one substitution to start the half. It's about 15 minutes into the second half. Williams still leading Wheaton 1-0. Sidario with the left. Taken away by Gutierrez for Williams. Has a man in Song on the run and offsides was Song, who was trying to make a run towards Millington in the net. Lloyd up to Noble in front of his own bench. Brousseau now. Ferry has it near the corner. Taken by Noble. Noble working on the end line. Crosses. Sent out of bounds. Not sure who was off. And they're going to say it was off of Wheaton, so no corner for the Lions as possession turns back over to the Eefs. Three substitutions for Williams here. It's number 17, Sam Gibson, number 26, Evan Vasquez, and number 16, Keel Brissett, all re-entering the game for Williams. They'll replace Juliet along with Moriello and Song.
Sam Gibson, number 26, Evan Vasquez, and number 16, Keel Brissett.
Wheaton looking to even this one up. They've had a couple of chances downfield, but still haven't found the back of the net this game. There's a good pass from Stringer to Everett. Everett loses it out of bounds, giving it back to Williams. Slide tackle there from Robert Lloyd, gets the foul called against him. So for the free kick, it's going to be the keeper, Diffley, coming out all the way just shy of midfield. Williams will set up most of its squad in the box, and the kick's going to come up just short of the box, but it's now sent in, then sent out by Brousseau. Stringer unable to get around Osborne, and Williams back in control. It's Boardman just on the other side of midfield who takes down Everett. Everett draws the foul call, so both teams with a foul call going against them just under a minute span. Lloyd gets it to Noble, who tries to get it back to Lloyd. Lloyd trying to make it. Brousseau! Left foot! Goal! Wheaton ties it at 1. Jack Brousseau, the left foot screamer into the back of the net. Wheaton just had to keep putting that pressure on, and they did. Ball took a funny bounce off of Lloyd, who just entered the box to receive a pass, but Brousseau was right there to clean it up and sent a rocket with his left foot into the net.
Jack Brousseau, assisted by number 8, Robert Lloyd.
That's Brousseau's second goal of the season, and he ties this game at 1. If you're Wheaton here, just use that momentum you just built, try to build off it, and now take a lead of your own. Ferrier down the sidelines. Has Gara Grady trailing him. Ferrier trying to work back in. Left foot cross over the head of Noble, but it's going to stay in bounds with that soft bounce off the grass. Noble runs it down, goes back to Nelson. Nelson sent in the header. Redeflected wide left of the net and cleared out. It's going to go out of bounds off of Wheaton, so it's going to go out of bounds off of Williams. Wheaton's going to keep it. Wheaton really putting that pressure on, just scored a goal and almost scored another one there. Everett was hovering right around Diffley, and the defender Boardman just couldn't put it through before it was cleared out of bounds by Boardman. Sent back in, headed out, Ferrier around. Ferrier on the touch and a shot. Screamer wide right of the net. Charlie Stringer almost sent that one in. Baden McLaughlin recently entered the game, and now Mo Fay will enter the game. McLaughlin took out Brusso, and Fay takes out Ferrier.
Now entering the game for Wheaton, number 20, Mo Fay.
First 10 minutes of this half, it was all Williams on offense, but since then, it's been the Wheaton Lions putting on an offensive clinic, chance after chance on net, and one time finding the back of the net, and we'll have a clock stoppage as a Williams player is down. Looks like he collided with Mo Fay. So with that, we'll take a quick break. It's Williams 1, Wheaton 1, 25:57 to go. Play's going to start back up after being stopped. It was Boardman who hit the ground, but he was able to get up quickly under his own power, and he was okay. Williams trying to respond to the Wheaton pressure now. Ball trickles out of bounds just off to the left of us. Substitutions here for Williams. Number 21, Jake Peters enters the game alongside number 16, Keel Brissett.
Now in the game for Williams, number 29, Daniel Zhang, and number 21, Jake
Zhang was also one of the subs that re-enters, as was just announced here over the PA at Keefe Field. Chance here for Williams. They'll have a throw-in on the sidelines. They're going to set up their offense. Under 25 minutes to go in the first half. It's sent in, bouncing around the box. It was tried to be cleared out, but now Gara Grady has it. Now on the foot of Osborne from Williams, who gets it back to Gara Grady. Osborne crosses. Taken by Sodek, sent across, headed in, and a save by Cam Millington. Big time save by the senior keeper. Keeps this game knotted at 1. Millington boots it across midfield. McLaughlin will take it off to Fay. Now Fay with the left, had Noble on the run, but shut down on defense by Gibson. Now it's cleared out towards midfield by Gibson. Coming on to take it is Vasquez. Joey Everett trying to run it down. Now on the run, it's Sodek for Williams. He goes upfield to Peters, and Daddario with the defense takes it away. Mo Fay trying to track it down for the Lions. Daddario trying to scave off Vasquez, who's coming up close on offense, and it's going to go off the head of Peters and out of bounds back to the Lions. It's like there's a Williams player down off to the right of us. Can't see it from this vantage point at midfield. We had a substitution made. Believe they said it was number 26 Vasquez down on the ground. Kirkman came in to replace him. So couldn't see it from here, but now I can see it off to my right. Vasquez getting worked on by one of the Williams trainers. Just off to the right of his bench. Looks like a lower leg injury for Vasquez. Getting his ankle worked on, but Kirkman comes in to replace him after the injury. Scuffle for the ball down towards the flag, and looks like they're going to stay off of Williams. So a Wheaton corner upcoming and a chance here for the Lions to jump out on top 2-1. Noble and Everett are both going to be around on the corner. Noble's set off to the right side of the ball. Everett on the left. Noble's going to send it in, line drive with the right, and it goes out of bounds off the leg of Gara Grady, and it'll set up another corner from the same spot. It's going to be Noble and Everett set up on the corner once again. Far side on that left flag. Noble with the right, and more loft on the kick. It's sent directly up into the air. Daddario trying to head it back into the box. I believe it was headed on net by Nelson, but an easy grab and goal for Diffley. Sent out of bounds by Daddario, staying with the Eafs. 20 minutes to go. Bit of a miscue there off the foot of Peters. It goes out of bounds back to the Lions. Nelson sends it in right in front of us with the throw-in, headed back out. Nelson trying to keep it in on his side of the field. Midfield, Osborne. Got it to Kirkman, but good step up there by Angus Stringer to take it away. He'll get it off to his brother, Charlie Stringer, on the far sidelines. Now it's Mickelson stepping up, taking it away. Wang had it for a second, then got it back well into his defensive zone downfield, makes it all the way back to the keeper, Diffley. Gara Grady has it, no one around him. He'll go with a big right foot downfield. Goes off the head of Angus Stringer now. Sadek had a little bit of room to run. Got it to Brissett momentarily. Now it's Gibson in front of his own bench. Line drive kick was deflected over the head of McLaughlin. Gibson trying to run it down, and Sadek will run it down for Williams, who comes on and is fouled by McLaughlin from behind. So it'll be a free kick right in front of where I'm positioned at midfield for the Eafs. It's going to be Peters to take the free kick. With the right floated in, left side of the box, goes untouched before Alfano boots it downfield with the right. Noble trying to get it across midfield. Ball still bouncing around. Other team able to get a firm hold on it. Now it's Wang for Williams, and oh, a big shove by Wang, and we'll have a clock stoppage. I'm sure that'll lead to a yellow card. And it will, so I think a foul went against Stringer for Wheaton, and Wang unwisely responded to that with just shoving Stringer to the ground. Substitutions for each side here. The Newmax leading goal scorer enters the game here with 18 minutes to go. Ferrier checks in along with Gonzalez for Williams. Clock stoppage came with 8:19 left to go, and
the game for Williams, number 5, Martin
start
Gonzalez.
back up after the yellow
Entering the
card.
game for Wheaton College, number 13, Alistair Ferrier.
It's going to be Williams with a throw-in on that far sideline. Thrown into the box, bouncing around, and Millington brings it down in net for the Lions. Starting to get into crunch time here towards the end of the game. Sure, neither side wants to go home with the draw. Looking to find that goal to push him over the edge and give him a 2-1 lead. Daddario spinning miss kick with the left. And Daddario heads it out of bounds into Williams territory. And another clock stoppage coming from the referee. Not sure what the whistle was for. I think a Williams player's shoe might have came off. That's what resulted in the clock stoppage. Play starts back up. Everett, right foot for Wheaton. Ferrier around. Goes off the head of Boardman. Ferrier with it. Passes it off to Everett. Everett runs down midfield, and good defense coming from behind was Sodek to take it away for the Eafs. Now Wang leads Osborne far side. Osborne working along the sideline, trying to cut back in. Has Alfano there on defense, and stepping up was Stringer, the defender, to take it away. Lloyd skies up for the header. Williams about to make mass substitutions, 5 of them. Going to be number 23, Dan Rayhill entering. He's the first one to go in. Still 4 subs waiting to come in. It's number 7, Song, number 2, Juliet, number 8, Gutierrez, and number 12, Moriello. Looks like that first substitution that came in, Rayhill might have been for injury as Sodek limps off the field. Number 3, Fail, also joining them right here at midfield for substitutions. Coming up on 15 minutes to go here. Williams ready to make a line change at the next whistle. Alfano gets to Everett now. It's Everett to Fay. Fay with the left upfield, sent back out by Boardman. Ferrier still working with it. Ferrier spins around, will go in with the right and goes well wide right of the net. So with that ball going out of bounds, Williams able to make those 5 substitutions as I just mentioned. Diffley, the keeper, sends it back downfield out of net. Everett battling Juliet for the ball. Now it's Ferrier trying to track that down with Gutierrez in front of him on defense. Gutierrez trying to work up that sideline. It's going to go out of bounds off Gutierrez. So
Now entering the game for
it'll go back
Williams,
from the
number 3,
Eves
Brady
to the
Ford.
Lions.
Number 12, Cole Moriello. Number 8, Felipe Gutierrez. Number 2, Connor Hewlett. And number 7, Nathan Song.
Wheaton getting ready to make 2 substitutions of their own. It's Noble and Brusso talking to assistant coach Andrew Schaefer before re-entering the game. Brusso scored that one lone Wheaton goal today. Worked back in the box and a goal! Oh my goodness, Mo Fay! Who saw that coming? Mo Fay. His first goal of the season comes at a major point in the game. 14:07 to go. Wheaton jumps on top of Williams 2-1. Credit Robert Lloyd, the junior captain, on the assist, and Mo Fay's going to come off the field for a substitution after that one. Thrown in from the sidelines, took an awkward bounce over a couple players, then right into the lap of Mo Fay, who was waiting right in front of the goal for a little touch to the back of the net. It's Wheaton 2, Williams 1. 14 minutes to go here from Norton Field.
Wheaton College goal scored by number 20, Mo Fay. Assisted by number 8, Robert Lloyd. Time to go, 75-53.
So what a goal from Wheaton and Mo Fay there. I was in shock when I saw that one go to the back, and then it looked like nothing was coming from that throw-in. Was at a weird angle on that sidelines. Granted, I don't have a great vantage point of the depth from where I am, but what a change of momentum here. Wheaton down 1-0 going into the second half. Right now they're on top 2-1 with about 13 minutes to go. Mo Fay's first goal of the season, and chalked that up as his first collegiate goal.
Number 10, Ewan Noble, and number 17.
Those 2 substitutions after the goal were made. Brusso and Noble re-enter. They replaced the goal scorer Fay alongside the first-year McLaughlin. Alfano sent in with the left, and one bounce right into the chest of the keeper, Diffley. Diffley, big right foot downfield, goes off the head of Fail. Good touch there. Juliet, a little bit of room to run, is forced back out by Nelson along with Stringer. That one went out of bounds off of Williams, staying with the Lions, trying to get it back into their offensive zone and possibly score an insurance goal here. So we're inching towards the end of this one. Midfield for the East now, it's Gonzalez. Sent upfield by Gutierrez into the corner. And offsides was number 7, Nathan Song. Wheaton's going to take their time off after the offsides here. They'll have a free kick. Daddario will take it. Daddario far downfield, headed back out by Gibson. Now it's Noble working back towards midfield. Lloyd pass off to his right. Lloyd had the assist on the Mo Fay goal. That was Lloyd's first assist of the season, so give him 1 goal, 1 assist in his junior campaign. All the way down to the keeper. Diffley has it. 10.5 to go. Fail, guarded by Stringer and Alfano. Now it's Gutierrez. Gutierrez with Ferrier on his back. Ferrier comes up, hits the deck. No call and cleared out of the box by Daddario. Noble was pressuring Boardman. And then a foul call going against Noble that Wheaton's coach Brian Wagner is going to disagree with, claiming that little bump in was shoulder to shoulder, but referee's not agreeing as they'll get Noble with the foul call. 2 Williams subs getting ready to come in. It's Wang alongside Osborne. Bouncing into the box and a shot, a screamer and a score. Williams responds. Williams ties it up at 2-2. Dan Rahill. So that foul on Noble turns out to be crucial. The free kick ends up finding the foot of Dan Rahill, who sends it into the net to tie this game at 2-2 with 9:13 to play. So what was Wheaton momentum all half has just been shifted.
Williams College goal scored by number 23.
Dan Rahill gets the goal to even this game up at 2.
Time of the goal, 80-47.
Wheaton
Second half.
looking to respond and take the lead back
For Rahill.
after Rahill's second goal of the season.
19, Henry Osborne. Number 20, David Wang.
The goal scorer, Rahill, with it. Looking downfield, turns around, sends it back to Gutierrez. Now Osborne on the end line. Sent out of, not out of bounds, it's kept in. Stringer tried to send it out of bounds. Now Alfano deep downhill to the left, and Gara Grady all over Ferrier, who's not happy with the lack of no call there, as Rahill has it again. Big collision there at midfield between the referee and Ewan Noble, so the referee will stop play and award Wheaton the ball after Noble had it and had a big collision with the referee working towards midfield. And it's Nelson. Good pass to Brusso. Brusso with it, working right, sent over, and Everett couldn't corral it. Osborne. Sent up, taken away by Daddario on defense for the Lions. Stringer with a left goes off the back of Wang, and Wang boots it out to midfield. That was Charlie Stringer that had it for Wheaton. Younger brother Angus back on defense right now. Alfano with Osborne. Those two have been a matchup going up and down the field all day. Sent into the box and headed out by Daddario. Now taken by Moriello. Moriello leaves it off to Boardman. Boardman, big kick with the right foot, goes wide left of the net and out of bounds. Substitution here for Williams late in the game. Number 22, Jake Saudick, re-enters.
Entering the match for the Eves, number 22, Jake Sadek.
Osborne's pass was cut off by Alfano. Alfano sends it out of bounds down the sidelines. Thrown into Wang by Gonzalez. Good touch pass off to Osborne and the slide tackle to send it out of bounds by Charlie Stringer on the far side. Under 6 minutes to go. It's Williams 2, Wheaton 2. Williams had a 1-0 lead at the end of the half. Then Wheaton scored 2 unanswered to start the second half. Brusso and Mo Fay scored, and then 3 minutes ago it was Ray Hill for the Eves answering. Millington leaps up and grabs that one before it could possibly be headed anywhere else by Sadek, who was right around the net. Big defensive play there by Nelson to send it back into his offensive zone. So a free kick for the Lions here as Gonzalez was trying to play that one from the ground, which is a no-no in collegiate soccer. So it'll be Daddario at midfield for the free kick, under 5 minutes to go. Daddario hooks it in. Ferrier tried to center, but immediately sent back out. Battle for it in midfield. It's Everett off to Ferrier. Then Ferrier tried to get it back to Everett, but Everett was knocked down trying to make a run for the ball. Now Wang has it for Williams. Good pass upfield. It's Song. Song hits the ground. Collision, no call. Really physical game from both sides. Refs have pocketed the whistles. Fail. It's it downfield. A foot race between Gutierrez and Millington gets there first as we're under 4 minutes to go here at Keefe Field. Millington, pass downfield to Ferrier. We've seen that work once this year. Another big hit, no call. Came from Holland against Ferrier on his back, but Ferrier hits the ground and play goes on. Ball worked in the right in front of the Williams bench, and no call again. Both sides just trading disagreements between no calls on fouls. Ferrier with a chip downfield looking for Noble, but headed back out by Gara Grady. Brusso gets it from Charlie Stringer, has Noble. Noble, a little bit of room to run, but it's going to be Gutierrez beating him to the spot. He's going to have to work it back out, and Boardman sends it off the foot of Noble and out of bounds back to the Eves. Charlie Stringer gets it back for Wheaton. Gets to Brusso. Sent out of bounds off the foot of Brusso back to Williams. 2.5 to go now. Still level at 2. Both of these teams trying to find that goal to break through and go home with a win. Handball going against Williams, back to the Lions. 2 minutes to go now. Upfield. Ferrier with some green to work with. Can't get his footing, sent out by Boardman. Now it's Nelson at midfield. Gets it to Everett. Took a weird bounce, and it'll go back to the other side of midfield as Stringer corrals it for the Lions. As Alfano working up the right sidelines, Everett in front of him. Stringer's going to keep it, working to his left and passed off to Nelson. Nelson off to his left now to Ferrier. Ferrier trying to work back in, going to try to take the end line around. Boardman now sends it high left and out of bounds with the left foot. Approaching a minute to go. Diffley's going to take it in net for Williams. Diffley across midfield with a kick right off the ground. Headed back to the other side of midfield by Stringer. Noble in the areas. We've hit under a minute to go from Keefe Field. Taken away at midfield by Didaria. Working back the other way has Everett. Back across midfield, taken by Gutierrez. Gutierrez with room to run. Alfano right behind him. Stringer's going to try to track it down, and he'll send it out of bounds. So Williams, a throw-in their own zone, 30 seconds to go. A chance here for the Eves. Time winding down quickly. Thrown into the box. Bouncing around, and Millington hits the ground and makes the clutch save. Wheaton's going to have to go coast to coast in 15 seconds if they're going to want to do anything. Millington gets it to midfield to Ferrier. 10 seconds to go. Ferrier sent back right. Nobody there. Osborne takes it. Now Osborne crosses midfield. 2 seconds to go. And nothing happening, so a draw from Keefe Field this afternoon.
Wheaton College 2, Williams College 2.
Williams definitely will take that draw after trailing by 1 goal with under 10 minutes to go. Wheaton had a 2-1 lead until it was number 23, Dan Rayhill, with the equalizer. 9:06 to go when that one came. After one half, it was Williams leading 1-0. Number 17, Sam Gibson, scored the lone goal for either side in the first half. Then it was Jack Brusso on an unassisted goal, followed by Mo Fay's first collegiate goal off an assist from Robert Lloyd, and then Rayhill with the answer to level it at 2. So with that, Wheaton moves to 5-3-5 overall. Williams 4-1-6. Wheaton will be back at it at MIT on Saturday for another NUMAC matchup. And said this at the beginning of the broadcast. This was Williams' last non-conference matchup, so they'll have NESCAC play the rest of the way. They'll be at Wesleyan Saturday. So from Keefe Field, it's a draw. Williams 2, Wheaton 2. For the NUMAC Sports Network in Wheaton College, I'm Jackson Walsh. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Massachusetts Institute of Technology at 7 p.m.